taken a matchup like the Aatrox, like the Cho'Gath, that would have been a lot more comfortable. And instead, Morgan's blinding, and now I think Dudu's in a much more comfortable spot. And I think ultimately the Freecs
not going to be worried about being put in the kennel.
And it just feels like constantly Bro had the pressure in this matchup.
Well, the flash forward from Quantum, the cleanse flash to get Hype out of there, and Polo is just chasing Berserker down. First blood, and Polo is taking matters into his own hands, picks up a double on
We're just going to let this dragon go. Not too worried about a singular Ocean this time around, as nice stun out from Morgan. Does get knocked up by the Q. There is the Soul Furnace as well, doing a lot of work. As Morgan gets hit by another Q there as well. So the Scion doing a pretty good job here in this top lane. And now let's see what Hype can do. Quantum with the Magnet Storms, pretty good, but another cleanse does come out. There's the double knockup, but Pyosik is going to come in, and Polo, I don't think he's going to make anything happen here. He's just going to be taken down. There's a kill on the board for DNF.
Really easy gang.
Bulldog just beating down this turret. That is just gone. Really nicely played. The Nature's Grasp is going to come through for the attempted punish. But there's the Sun Disc going to be put up as Emperor's Divide comes down. Bulldog still not out of the woods just yet, as the depth charge is going to lock him up. And they've taken one kill. Croco looking a bit worse for wear though, as Morgan sidesteps the Q. And there's a nice double knock off the ulti to follow there from Closer. Looking fantastic on the Yone this time as he flashes towards Dudu. He does get knocked up, but he's still pretty tanky on this Scion. Another Q going to connect, but the Soul Furnace is going to be back as Pyosik going to be flashing away. Hype flashes forward to get the kill on to the Trundle. The Arc of Ruin there does a fair bit of work towards Berserker, but he is safe under the turret. A big win for the Bros as they lock down the feats of warfare and grab so many extra kills.
Huge overcommit there from DNF onto the tower.
And now Dudu making his way in. DNF committing to this fight, but Dudu off to the side, does charge the Q, but doesn't get the knock-up onto Closer, is now Hype doing so much work. As Quantum down to 50%, Morgan dives in and will be able to stun up the Rel. Hook connects onto Pyosik, Emperor's Divide is decent as Morgan will be going down, but it's a double for Closer on the back end of the fight, and Hype is still there, laying down the damage. Closer looking for even more, but I think he'll have to go back to that soul pretty soon. And Dudu will survive, but still a massive win for the Bros once again.
Just great execution, and Closer finding a fantastic angle. This is definitely the redemption he needed for that on that Yone.
Exactly right. That three-man ulti, just magnificent out of this guy. And I think it's a really I think that this one isn't, you know, worth losing the game over. So
there'll be other dragons to lose the game over. Don't you worry.
Exactly. As Berserker going to get slurpled, but otherwise
constantly, and it exposes you to flanks. It exposes you to walking into saplings, things like that. And it's just not a...
And that's 2 items on Croco as well, and he did not stop building damage.
Yeah.
As Morgan also, he's hit too, as the Spirit Surgeon does come in. Hook gonna go wide here from Polo. Kind of crazy that the hitbox didn't quite work out there, as somehow it's a double snare from the Nature's Grasp. Polo gonna have to flash away because that one is not really what he wanted. Hype able to dash out of the Scion ulti.
And it's just like a little compulsion. You know, you walk by it, you want to give it a little love tap.
Yep, sometimes you just want to hit something. And that's precisely what he's gonna do. And now DNF 5 strong here in the mid lane as Polo looking for a bit of a hook angle, finds a minion. That's not exactly what he wants as the Nature's Grasp comes down. Bulldog just out of position as Morgan is chasing after him, doesn't find the dice as there is the hook combo out from Polo onto Pyosik as the exhaust does come through. Dudu the first one to fall, and the front line is now missing for DNF. The Bros, I think they got what they wanted as they now look to push out the mid lane.
Great angle there from Morgan on the flank. Now DNF should be able to defend their tower. Fortunately, they still have the TP on Zeus to kill Dudu. So really nice flank from him there. Now, Bro have control over the area. DNF a TP and Dudu in to try and contest.
Yep, Quantum looking for a bit of an angle here. As you can see, it's slightly split for the Bros. Once again, a flank angle for Morgan, but it is going to get watched out for as there's the exhaust onto Closer. Not really a full commit here as Dudu just taking a lot of free damage for the moment. Another double knockup from the Q, and the instant ulti from Closer just says good night. The interrupt! This guy's Yone today is just something else as Hype is looking to keep them at bay. That is soul point for the Bros. Oh, maybe it's actually enough.
And yet he did, you know, just rubbing it in, establishing that he's on form right now today. They'll get the Dragon, they'll get the Baron, they'll get the Arakan, and it's looking like they're getting
lead. And let's have a look at it from Closer's perspective yet again. The double knock up, the ulti, instant just death of the front line. And then, like, this did not need to happen, but it was so beautiful. That has been deadly in these fights, though, so a big cooldown to now be used up. Yep. Still, the Bros get a lot out of it. They take down this mid-outer turret finally, as the Blast Cone is going to evacuate Quantum and Pureshik.
Yeah, I will say, level 16, the ult cooldown.
Yeah, it's not massive.
Amount, so he won't be chewed, but it did look cool.
It certainly did. As this inner turret will stay alive for the moment. Berserker and Bulldog going to be able to save that. But Morgan up there by himself, taking the inner soul time. Hype getting to work on this one. They've got so much damage when they do decide to go in here. They don't want Pureshik with any chance of making this happen, and he doesn't. They just burst it down. The ulti from Closer, but it's mitigated by that Zhonya's. But that arcane smash was so good. Arcaroon comes down as well. Now it's Hype's time to shine. Gets on top, but actually Berserker shuts down the Inara just for a couple of seconds before Closer says, no, this is the decade of Closer, and I am sorry, but you are not winning this team fight. Yeah, Pureshik not running, getting out of this one either.
Keep running, bro.
Yeah,
don't stop. Don't stop.
It is some defecting time here for the Trundle, who decides to sit.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to make it. No, just keep running.
Well, he might actually.
No.
He's not going to. But still, I mean, he hasn't been touched by the Maokai yet. So that is going to be an execute. And down goes Pureshik, not feeling too happy about it, as you can see. They also have Infernal Soul, as you mentioned before. That was going to be problematic, and that is going to continue to be so, as the Baron has spawned and now it's dead. Damage items, 0012 Maokai. As Closer not too worried about Sion and Pureshik.
The reason I don't think the saplings will matter much is because you have to leave your base to walk in brushes. And I don't think that's happening.
Dudu, I don't think he's getting out of this one either. The Unstoppable Onslaught is feeling a bit stoppable here. Is the ulti going to collect two of them? Immediate snapback there from Closer, though, who did not want to use up that GA just yet. And the Sion does go down. Nothing Dudu can really do here, unfortunately, even though he is Dudu. My goodness, Hype doing so much work, but Berserker's actually, really starting to.
Yeah, I mean they'd be redemption for that debt they paid. Right?
Now's the time, DNF, make it happen. As the nature is grasping, and I'm grasping at straws as far as trying to explain that there is a way out here for DNF. It's looking real rough as down this one goes. There's the flash hook out Apollo as well, as Pureshik nowhere to go, and he will just be wiped out. Hype doing so much damage in this fight. This Lurk will connect, and the answer is immediate there from Closer. And look at these autos from Hype. He's untouched. Empress Divide, though, will be able to find him down to the GA. Is this Yunara? But that is a zombie Scion that's just going to get wiped out. The knock-up onto Berserker as well, as he is relegated to the fountain. No comeback this time, as the Bros put DNF down here in Game 1.
And the thing...
Made it all the way through. Not exactly the most fun matchup, especially into Blue Side Rumble. So Morgan going to have his work cut out for him.
And I feel like DM Freecs kind of held their nerve.
And I think this mid lane is going to be a pretty important place, as Pureshik making his way in already at level 3. The flash out from Closer, but the follow is going to be there. The flash forward, and there is the first blood going over to Bulldog.
He's on his own.
Yep, he's going to have to try and be a Gwen is immune type situation here, but it is getting real rough. There is the concussive blows, and Life comfortably tanks up that Berserker, picking up that kill. Going to be huge here for DNF. Headbutt Polv is going to connect onto Dudu, but he is just going to take a little bit of damage, otherwise be absolutely fine. And the answers here for the Bros just aren't...
Oh no.
Why Morgan, why are we doing this? The exhaust does come on through, but he's just dead again. Yeah, I don't know. There's a nice little headbutt, and they will be able to answer. No, never mind. Dudu is just going to keep himself alive, and he holds the wave away from the turret at the same time. Oh, dear. This has not gone very well for the Bros.
Oh, the slow!
Hype is just going to pick it up with a fast bomb. I actually thought that maybe it was just going to be all over, but that is going to be a pretty cute. Let's see whether they can actually make this dive work. Of course, there is no ulti for Dudu. Double teleports coming in as Closer is down here as well. They're going to see whether they can take out Dudu before that teleport completes, and they will be able to do so as Closer goes between the worlds, but it's a double teleport. The double pole is also fantastic, but under the turret they go as there's the snip from Morgan to lock down another kill. The Aurora will be going down, but it's a trade up for the Bros. At least they can hold on to that. They were completed very early here for DNF. But feats of strength haven't quite been confirmed just yet. Just one objective or turret, and they will be able to lock that one down. As Pioshik is in position, there is Earth, Wind, and Fire confirmed. That's fantastic. Polo going to be moving over as Morgan with the needlework, looking to try and take down some Tibbers. As Polu is in a bit of trouble. He does have the Unbreakable Will, but it's not going to last forever, and it's only level 1. There's the Cyclone, and the immediate double kill does come in. Closer, can he make it happen? The answer is no, because he's exhausted, and that's just 3 on the floor for the Bros. DNF pull it right back. Last time around, certainly a few more stakes in it, as DNF weren't actually defeated as okay. There's the Vault Breaker flash, as Bulldog just going to be executed. They'll take Tibbers as well for a bit of 50 gold on top. Again, doesn't have cease and desist available, as there is a control ward here.
No.
Yeah, Bro just going to set up the teleport and equalizer just to deal with the wave. Dudu knows that he's dead. Not even going to use the flash or anything like that. Morgan comes down. Pioshik going to be answering this with feats of strength. Actually going to be completed earlier with that turret falling down in the mid lane. It's a big investment from the Bros.
This is not a good trade for the Bros right now. You're losing 2 towers. You're losing the Herald. This is not working out too favorably. And the fact that Dudu gets the ult the wave as well. I mean, look how healthy that tower is. You know, Morgan's not getting in anything. Doesn't bin the flash.
Well, Morgan is now going to be able to take the turret.
Yeah, it
so
is
there's
lane matchup. Closer's now laning into Dudu, and Dudu is not having a fun time.
Oh, Rift Herald. They're going to get the entire outer ring of turrets very comfortably here.
This is more what we expected. Game 1 felt like a bit of an outlier because...
All right, Closer looking for Dudu here. As all right, there's a vibe. Cease and desist comes on through, and Croco tanks up the turret for about a year and is very...
And sure, it gives over the dragon, but it's a long way away from Soul right now. It's going to be a very jerky gold grab.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Like, as far as triaging the disadvantage that they did have in this game, yeah, it doesn't have a massive amount of money, but has way more than Dudu, as he's dead again. The exhaust goes down. Morgan able to dash away from that last turret. Bulldog comes in and just says goodbye. And down goes the Gwen. Another stun is going to connect here onto Croco as well, as the Vault Breaker is blocked gorgeously here by Bulldog, as Croco not even going to be allowed to flash away. Pioshik says goodnight, and that's a 1 for 2. Dudu pretty happy about sacrifice. As Polo not too worried about getting stunned up by an Annie or anything like that. Pioshik looking for an angle towards Croco here, as Closer could also be in trouble. Tries to go between the worlds, but he's just stunned up. And that is a dead Aurora before she can do anything at all. Does do a bit of AoE damage, I guess, but here it's Otacon time for DNF. And the Bros, do they have an answer? That's the question. Hype off to the side, kind of awkward position here for this Corki as he's looking to chase down Bulldog. Does do a lot of damage, but there is the response. And he was just alone. The rest of the team had already backed away.
Yeah, that felt very desperate. And Berserker, so strong, so quick, just a dash
to decide to go in as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, everyone from DNF was just like, what is he doing? Let's just kill him. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Let's just kill the Otacon now.
Yeah, the pendulum has stopped swinging. It is now just in DNF's favor, as Closer to go between the worlds here, and does just put himself in a very uncomfortable spot.
Yeah.
I'm going to say unforced error on that one, as Dudu wants to get the kill. Pioshik is going to deny it.
There was definitely a way in which he
could be an opportunity, as Tibbers is going to give away the position. It's a pretty optimistic Baron start, as the Culling comes through. That's a massive pulverize, as Hype trying to keep himself alive. He's not going to be successful, but it is Berserker going down as well, and unfortunately, these wallets be heavy. And DNF, they just lose Berserker. Croco wasn't even interested.
Yeah, I mean, you see so much effort is put into taking down the Lucian. They finally get him. That Corki's already dead. The rest of the team just getting demolished. So many people left alive on DNF. Croco's looking, but against an Annie, I'm not sure you're going to be able to find an angle to get close to that Baron. DNF healthy enough to slowly take this one, and yeah, Bulldog is playing bouncer, so he's going going to be Baron secured here.
Yep, very nicely done. Locked up here
They
by...
lose the fight, they lose the Baron. And DNF, 5,000 gold ahead with Baron in pocket. Are in a pretty... Oh, no, Croco.
Yeah, there's a bear. And he's dead. Bulldog going to be able to lock that one down.
That was pretty quick. A lot of magic resist shred in the Zani.
Yeah, Zani's actually extraordinarily strong, but Pyosik is the biggest problem right now from what we can see. 706 on the Wukong.
There's multiple problems.
Yeah, you mentioned the 2-item spike. How about the 3-item spike?
Yeah, a lot of problems, not many solutions. Even the Rumble feels a little intimidating. The support Rumble's coming online.
He certainly is. He's only 720 gold behind. The inhibitor turret not going to be answered.
The Braum with Lock of Redemption, you know, he's putting up some numbers.
Yeah, Life actually doing it once again. Gets subbed in, looks real good. I mean, the bottom lane, honestly, went a whole lot better. You can imagine the matchup feels a whole lot better just in general, but I think the way they played it, also an improvement here as Closer ults behind him. This Aurora has not been the thing.
Yeah. And you know what I'm feeling pretty confident about? That Wukong Annie win rate in the Rise group.
Yeah, feeling like... Choo-choo, up you go. Wonderful. DNF just going to be clearing out the last remaining inner turret here. As the bros, I don't know how you really even throw the Hail Mary. That's the roughest part of this.
I think you just send it, start a fight.
They're going to look for it. Between Worlds available again here for Closer, but the inhibitor is just going to be dead, and Berserker just culls Closer. And he is out of here.
Yeah, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we're going to have to go for some sort of something, but Polu's just dead. And the bros, they're like, no, this is not the time.
Probably at some point before your Nexus dies. Generally is a good time to fight. Any time before your Nexus dies.
That would be a good option. Let's see whether they can make that one happen as Morgan goes golden. First Nexus turret is looking to go down though, as Between Worlds is actually employed. Bulldog down pretty low, but unfortunately, it's not low enough as the bros just gonna get incinerated by this support Rumble. He picks up a double kill. Redemption for Dudu as the Nexus goes down, and DNF will bring us to a game 3 this time.
And honestly, that is Hecarim.
Okay, well, Pyosik is going to be riding the horse. Let's see how it goes. Was Hecarim, he was buffed to answering Q Deadly Flourish is good. All right, bros. We're in a little bit of trouble as Pyosik already cantering in there, does get the pushback onto Hype, who goes down exceedingly low as Polu trying to keep Bulldog in position, but the turtle port from Closer just takes So we put it first this time. As Croco going to be able to take one of these grubs. There is Pyosik going in, but the gravity field was pretty good. Immediate use of the Impale onto Pyosik, but the answering damage is going to be there from DNF as Hype not really doing too much. Does have a 4th bullet, doesn't really do much with it. And then crash into the wall there, but unfortunately is going to die midair as the disengage cone tries to come in. And DNF off to a great...
DRX fans would very much appreciate.
Yep, and it's once again Berserker with the big lead.
Yeah.
So comes on over to help out, taking this first Hex Tech Dragon.
Yeah, you can see Judy stepped up to get the plate, and then Morgan was trying to find an angle.
Oh dear, the Rune Prison does come on through, and actually Pyosik able to avoid Croco Pop Blossom, and down goes the victor. Life is actually just the savior of DNF today.
Oh, he is. And Pyosik had such a great...
Not going to be contested as Polo is moving in. Hype finds Berserker, or does Berserker find Hype? As that is so much damage. Croco just moving in. It is going to be a smite fight, and it's won here by the Scorpion, who just walks over, picks up the eye. I don't think he's making it out, but at least manages to steal away the objectives. There's at least that. As Deadly Flourish here from Hype is going to be able to continue clearing. That is going to be the wave cleared out here by Closer.
Oh, Cloud Soul with Hecarim?
Oh dear, Bulldog could be in a little bit of trouble as Croco pushes him over. Life is in trouble, but he finds the Pop Blossom angle only onto one, but it's the most important one. The flashback does come on through, and Berserker turns up in the nick of time. Croco looks for the angle there as Pyosik kills the turret before it gets to take him down, and DNF, they can do no wrong in this game.
Maybe some of the teams are pretty lucky that DNF can't qualify for Worlds anymore.
Exactly. all of the other regions are like, oh, thank goodness. We don't have to deal with this.
Maybe our region too, you know.
Well, I mean, that's true, but everyone looking on is like, wow, we dodged this bullet.
Yeah.
Could have been coming our way. Well, Realm Warp going to come on through there as the Void Seeker is going to connect. Bulldog just going to be turning up by himself, but that will guarantee this outer turret. That's what DNF needs to do. Take incremental advantage.
If they get the Atacon here, they have a huge gold lead.
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of anyone being able to see anything at all.
There's a good chance we don't get... The game might end before the Cloud Soul. And I personally, I don't know about you...
This Drake.
No. If you look, Crocco's actually clearing his camp, so it's zoned DNF away.
Look at this.
Oh, the Realm Warp.
Huge tempo play.
Oh.
And there are no bros to speak of. There is 2 teleports available, but they are just going to lose this inner turret.
They didn't want that tier 2 tower anyway.
No, tier 2 turrets aren't necessary. This is going to get spotted immediately. And they have this cheeky little ward that Bulldog is standing on, but this Baron is still going down. There's the flash forward, the Impale, just to try and pick up Bulldog, but he flashes away. The Pop Blossom picks up 2, but they've taken down the Rise already. Morgan still looking for a bit of an angle here as Pyosik looking to run his way out. Dudu going to get taken for a walk here as he is snared up. There's a nice double knockback, and the Dusante is popping off. He takes down the Victor, and now he's looking for more. Morgan's ult just goes nowhere, but he's still able to do the damage. Never mind. It's Berserker that locks him down in the end, and Polu is the product of a potential quadra kill, but it doesn't actually come through as Pyosik locks that one up for the ace, and DN Freecs not going to be routed this time.
The cleanup comes through. The Baron base successful. We're denied the Cloud Soul Hecarim, but I don't think DNF care. The 3rd series win gonna come through. I think
go back. The Drake's up. The Drake's up, guys. It's time for super fast Hecarim. We need it. Never mind. We're not going to get it. The Nexus turrets are going to go down. There are 6 seconds on Crocco and Closer, but they are just going to be spectators as this Nexus goes down, and the DN Freecs pick up another one.